Stop playing with them, Riot.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party.
I think this is what it would sound like if you put Barbie and Instagram baddies who stick their tongues out way too much in a blender, and I absolutely love it. Hi Barbie. On Friday the 21st of July 2023, the world was graced with Greta Gerwig's live-action Barbie movie starring Margot Robbie as Barbara herself and Ryan Gosling as Ken. Since its release, Barbie the movie has officially become my favourite film of all times, and that's coming from somebody who watches far too many. This is the case for more reasons than just one. I'm here to make a public statement that this soundtrack is the best movie soundtrack to have ever been created. And today, as the completely unqualified music critic that I am, I'm going to be talking about it. Quick disclaimer, this video may contain spoilers and will certainly contain several of my own personal opinions, so if you're not a fan of either of those things, I recommend packing up your Bratstills and watching another video.
When I wake up in my own pink world.
The album starts with Lizzo doing what Lizzo does best, which is delivering an absolute bop, sure to get you grooving. Pink is the name of her bright and jovial track that really sets the perfect atmosphere for the beginning of the film. I love how the lyrics fit the scenes being shown and how it never fails to get me dancing. This is definitely one you'll have stuck in your head if you listen to it a couple of times, but unlike Baby Shark, it's not something you'll be complaining about. I feel like Lizzo should have had a cameo as one of the Barbies in this film, because to me, she fits the mold perfectly, and I'm so glad they at least got her on board to write the opening song. It brings glitter, it brings good vibes, and puts the pink into the perfect world of Barbie.
Watch me dance the night away.
Then we get Dance the Night by Miss Dula Peep, which will without a doubt have you vibing. It's the perfect disco song, and I can already smell the TikTokers making dances to it. In fact, by the time that I post this video, they probably already have. I'm imagining a WAP-esque medley of unnecessary twerking with a mix of the Britney Spears "Oops, I Did It Again" music video moves, but we don't need to talk about that. Dua has a fabulous cameo in this film as a mermaid Barbie, which, amongst many others, was actually one that I had, and still have, although I can't find it right now, so I'm very sorry about that. But the fact that I have her in Barbie version makes this song extra special to me.
Okay besties, here's an update. I found her. She's revolting, her face is mouldy, but I think she changes colour, so I'm going to go test that theory for you all now. Well, that was a fail.
All that aside, however, this song is yet another example of perfect casting. All the artists on this album are making tracks which I could totally imagine them just releasing as singles or as part of their own albums were it not for the movie. As well as that, I can imagine all of these musicians acting in the movie as themselves. I mean, could we get a more iconic set of people to work on this soundtrack? I don't think so. I just love how intentional the choices were for who to cast to sing for this film.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party.
Now we get Barbie World by Queen Nicki herself and Miss Ice Spice, which is just a setup for greatness. Like, I really hope we get to hear more from this duo in the future because it's the perfect combination to me. As I mentioned at the start of this video, this song gives Barbie Gone Bad vibes and makes me feel like a real bad bee, if you know what I mean. It fuses the classic Barbie Girl song by Aqua with these awesome rebel vibes given off by Nicki and Ice. I don't listen to too much rap music, I don't know if by that sentence you can tell, but I do always tune in when Nicki Minaj releases something new, and as we all know, this woman does not disappoint. If I were to pick a song to strut down the runway to from this album, it'd be this one. Ice Spice and Nicki also happen to be Barbie level bombshell beauties in the real world, which is probably part of their name choice for the track. Speed Drive by Charlie XCX is a song that every time I hear, I like more and more. It's electronic, it's colourful, and sounds so awesome, underscoring the Mattel headquarters chase scene in the movie. The chorus is brilliantly catchy, but what else do you expect from Miss XCX? And it just fits into this album so perfectly. In case you hadn't noticed, I have literally no criticism for this album, and that's because I genuinely love every single song. According to Spotify, I've listened to it all the way through more than 20 times since its release, and babes, I ain't stopping there. This soundtrack is so good, oh my lord. I'm about to butcher the pronunciation of the next word that I'm about to say, so just beware of that. But Watati is the only song I can say anything negative about, but it is a personal problem, so it doesn't even count. I believe this song is in Spanish. Spanish? Yes it is. But I did drop out of Spanish, so I had to rely on Google for the lyrics to this one. It's a more sensual sounding disco song, and whilst I may not understand the words being said, I will be streaming this track and bopping to it. The beat is funky, fun, and if the world can eat up something like Despacito, this song should be a whole ass feast. It's so good. This whole album is literally top tier. I hadn't heard about the artists behind this song prior to hearing it for the first time, so I also really appreciate this movie for opening up my perception of the music world even more. This song adds some nice flavour to the movie with its Latin pop, reggaeton genre, and Karol G is a perfect addition to the collection of Barbie babes we've already got lined up on this album so far. I will say that Aldo Banks, who also features on this song, is not necessarily my cup of tea, but you know, each to their own.
'Cause that's the man I am.
Someone I can get behind with 1,000,000,000% certainty, however, is Sam Smith, who I am aware goes by they them pronouns, so I will be referring to them as such. On that note, if I have made a mistake with somebody's pronouns in this video, I am very, very sorry. It is not my intention to disrespect any of these artists. I'm a huge supporter of most of them, so please be kind in the comments. Like I said, this video is coming from a place of solely positivity. Sam Smith provides us with the fabulous track Man I Am, which you can just hear by the first verse is an incredible song. It's sexy, it's dirty, it goes around my head far too much, and oh my god, the chorus is insane! Sam Smith didn't ever need to prove their vocal talents to anyone after the career they've already had, but babes, if you had doubts, listen to this song. The post-chorus is what really gets me grooving.
And all the papers say that there's no Ken without Barbie, but baby, there's no woman who could possibly stop me.
And there's genuinely no particular reason for that, aside from the fact that the whole song is an amazing masterpiece, and if you're not streaming it, you have no taste! Move on. I will just be speeding through the next few songs because I am aware that I've been filming for way too long already, but to summarise everything so far, allow me to use this Barbie-themed meme to express my feelings. Journey to the Real World is a fun, glittery song we hear on Ken and Barbie's journey to the real world. It's short, it's sweet, and guys, we need to talk about the next song.
I'm just kidding, anywhere else I'd be taken.
Is it my destiny to live and die your life? Oh, hi. You guys weren't supposed to see or hear that. I'm Just Ken is a song. It is a song. Ryan Gosling performs it, and it's just such a meme, but in the most artistic way possible, you know? I want to talk more about it. It's genuinely an amazing piece of music that I will be streaming, but I don't know what to say. I'm not qualified to be critiquing music, but I'm here anyways, my dudes. I'm doing my best, you know? Because I'm just Cat. There's nowhere else. I'd rather be sat. Is it my destiny to live and die a life of mediocrity? Because I'm just Cat. All my opinions are true facts. And if you're watching this, subscribe so that you don't miss my next video. That took me a bit too long to write.
Hey Blondie, there's a million eyes on you, do you ever get curious?
Hey Blondie by Dominic Fike is in my opinion a really pretty song. The chorus, I love it so much. It's subtly hinting towards the finale of the film when we find out how broken Barbie is, but the darker notes hidden in the lyrics are masked so well by Dominic's soft and dreamy voice, which creates this almost eerie contrast, if you know what I mean. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to music, so do not take my word for anything. Okay? Although I must say, I have heard some not so good things about him as a person, so I'm not going to come out and say that I support him by any means, but I just happen to enjoy this song. Like, I mean, have we heard the chorus?
Do you ever get weak like Monday morning?
I need to move on before I implode. I'm so sorry.
Home is a symphony and it's bittersweet when it's calling me.
Home by Haim is to me the definition of a movie soundtrack / montage song. It's really soft, not necessarily Barbie themed, but it knits in nicely with the other tracks on this album.
I used to float, now I just fall down.
Towards the end of the film, and as track number 11 on the album, we have Billie Eilish's What Was I Made For. I have to admit that I did sit in the theatre crying in Mother Goose's arms for a solid 10 minutes after the film finished, which, aside from the story hitting really close to home for me, I'd like to blame on this song. I think we can seriously underestimate the power which music holds over us and our expression of emotions, with this Billie Eilish song setting a perfect example as such a stunning piece of heartbreakingly good writing. I never really listened to any of her music because I'd heard Bad Guy 12 too many times and just didn't think it was my style, but especially after this performance, I've really grown to appreciate the love and soul that she pours into her work. It fits the part of the film it's underscoring perfectly if we're looking at the context, and to create such a powerful image alongside Barbie's questioning of her identity and slow collapse from this unattainable perfection she's been stuck in throughout her entire existence. I found my eyes watering when this song was being played, and every time I hear it, it gets me in the feels.
Are you looking for a song to add to your existential crisis mental breakdown playlist? This one's for you. Anxiety Gang, where you at?
I know you're in the comments, so, you know, leave a pink heart, and I'll know you're a real one because you're in the anxiety gang. That's not a good thing. Hi, oh my god, it's my eyes. Ooh. I don't really have too much to say about the Kid Leroy's contribution to this album, apart from the fact that I found it quite refreshing to hear something from him which wasn't because that song was getting on my nerves. One time too many Heart Radio, one time too many. Forever and Again is a slower, chill song which is giving me lo-fi study vibes, and it is something I'd happily listen to in the background while studying or something else relaxed like that. It's not a party song by any means, but that doesn't make it any less of an asset to this album. Also, I'm just glad I don't have to hear Stay anymore.
Give you the world on a silver platter, wouldn't even matter.
Next up, on a silver platter, Khalid hands us Silver Platter. I wrote that joke with my own two hands. I'm surprisingly fond of this song, and I remember it being played in the film and just really liking the atmosphere it created. Khalid is undoubtedly a very gifted artist, and I like the soft harmonies and chill vibes this song brings to the album. It's a song I really like as part of the soundtrack to give my neck a nice rest from the strain of headbanging to something like Dance the Night or Man I Am. I'm still vibing, just with a more gentle head nod. Like not like this, but like, you know? If you get what I mean?
Tell me all the details for tomorrow.
Angel is such a fun song. It definitely lifts the mood of the soundtrack after the last few songs that we've had, but in like a nice, gentle way. I like the Irish sounding violin they had in there, and there's some interesting noise which sounds like a dog barking put through auto-tune.
Everyone told me life was hard, but
Like I said, it's a fun song, but you know, it works, and I'm a fan. Sue me, I dare you. Our second to last track is called Butterflies, which... it's a wild song, to say the least. It is giving me a Barbie wearing aviators galloping on horseback through a western desert in a police chase. Does that make sense? Like, she's not when it plays in the film, but it's what I picture when this plays. It's a fun song. I know I've said that about literally every song. It's not my personal taste, I must admit, but I know so many people who adore this style of music, and that's what makes this soundtrack so great. It's not just for one audience, it's for so many. It's not just a film for little girls who like Barbies. No, it's for everyone. It tells such an important story and teaches such an empowering lesson. The music which carries the visuals along is diverse and unique. This is not the kind of stuff you hear on other soundtracks. That's why it's the best!
Whatever you want, baby, choose your fighter.
Okay, but the final song has to be one of my faves, because of course it's by one of my faves. Ava Max gives us Choose Your Fighter, which was very much reminding me of her song Kings and Queens. Not that I'm complaining, both songs are awesome. This one is just a next level though. My music analysis terms are beyond suboptimal, because I doubt the critics are using terms such as it's giving or Besties slayed that song. But Besties, Ava Max came and she served with this tune. I can let her speak for herself.
Don't let nobody tell you you can't, 'cause you can.
It's just such a bop. My neck hurts again after hearing this song, because I'm absolutely banging my head to this one. I'm so sorry. A vibe. In conclusion, if you want a dance party, a nostalgia-inducing masterpiece, and heartbreak survival album, this is for you. And with that, I'm gonna go live my Barbie dreams now. Pink is arguably one of the best colours, and it does go with absolutely everything. It's not embarrassing that I kept all my Barbies from when I was 7, and that I will be giving Mattel more of my money. Before you ask, no, I'm not picking a favourite song. They're all my favourites. I hope this alternative video was enjoyable. I certainly loved writing it as somebody who's been a Barbie girl their entire life. You know, I had all the Barbies. I have been watching the movies non-stop since I was like 5. Like, still to this day. They slay. Oh my god, Princess and the Pop Star. I don't know if that's what it's called. Also, like, Barbie and Princess School. I love that one. The one where they go and, like, find the magical unicorns in the horse stable land. slay. And then there's the one where they like they transform into fairies and they go into like this fashionista lady's like closet in Paris, and she like shoots them into fairyland because they need to save Ken because Ken is being forced to marry the princess fairy or something like that. That one was also iconic. And there was like the mermaid ones and like Barbie and Blim Sleeping Beauty or whatnot. If you're watching to this point and you haven't yet watched the live action Barbie movie, what are you doing here? You should have done that ages ago. And also, if you haven't yet watched the animated ones, or at least one episode from like the Barbie Life in a Dream House, if you haven't watched a single episode of that, what are you doing with your life? Go do that. This is so off topic. Anyways, I was saying something. I loved writing this script. It's probably the longest video script I've ever written, but the tunes I had to get me through were immaculate, so it went by in a breeze. Don't worry about me, guys. Subscribble if you want to see more of my face. Keep doing what makes you smile. Stay classy. Stay cool. Wear all the pink in the world, or whatever colour you want. And with that, I shall leave you. Bye, Barbie.